In this tutorial, we're going to once again use the Square Websites Chrome extension tool that's found here. Free to install, and then there is a pro version, which I'd recommend getting, which gives you access to all of these features. And we're not going to enable it just yet, because I'm going to show you what we can do in Squarespace without this Chrome extension, and then how we can add it. And not wanting to hide what we're going to cover today, we're going to be looking at summary blocks and the limitations we have with Squarespace. Even though it's an incredibly powerful feature, we're going to show you how we can get the most from this using the Square Websites Chrome extension. This is just a standard summary block in place using the placeholder content. If I double click on it, we can now choose the appropriate content. So I've chosen the Pixel Haze Academy website simply because our blog has probably around 400 posts, so it gives us loads of ammunition to work with. And I'm going to choose a grid structure. And the one thing I need to do to start off with is increase the number of items as far as I can. Now we can see it's up to 30 items. But when we have a library of over 400, that's probably not enough. So let's see what we can do about this. So I'm just going to save this as we are. And now I'm going to enable the Square Websites Tools Pro Chrome extension. And I may have to just refresh the browser when I enable it. Generally, I keep it on at all times. It's just easier to access those tools then. One thing we'll see here is the copy section. So we can copy this section once we created it and put it on any Squarespace website. And if you're wondering how to do that, I've created tutorials on this very channel that cover that as well. So let's go back in and double click on our blog section. So we selected the blog. Now let's go to the design option. And now with the Chrome extension enabled, we can go up to 250. We can add a read more link if we want, and all of the other features that we've got within Squarespace. But that's not what I'm after. I'm after lazy load. So let's go back to the Chrome extension and check that lazy load is enabled. So we need to make sure that we've added this into the footer injection, which I believe I already have done. But what I'm going to do is just tick it off and back on and see if that, I may just uncheck it because I've been playing around with it today. I'm wondering if that's causing some issues. So I've deselected it. Now I'm going to reselect it and then update. Full browser refresh. And if it doesn't work off the bat for you, then that's a good way around it. There we go. So it's just taking a minute there to bring up the lazy load option. And I'm just being a bit impatient. But now that's enabled. And if I'd have left the Chrome extension on, it would have kicked in pretty much straight away. But if you can't find it straight away, just leave it a minute and then come in and reselect it. And we should see the new tabs available. These additional tabs here, lazy settings and additional, are both from the Chrome extensions plugin. And there are some really good advanced options here. For example, we can use the Square Websites server and we can set the cache time, how frequently it updates. I would strongly recommend enable that because there aren't really any downsides to that option. I suppose the only downside is that if you put the cache time to 10 minutes, it will update every 10 minutes. So if you're adding posts regularly, you may want to disable that. And I mean regularly by one every few minutes. But if you're okay with the fact it might take an extra 10 minutes for it to appear in this particular summary block, once you've added the post, I think that's okay. I'm not going to go through all of these additional options. What we're going to do here, though, is enable lazy scroll. And what we also want to do is to have it to load all items, as opposed to having a load more every 30 or so. Okay, so now we can bring in more than 30 items into our summary block. And it's not showing yet. That's because we're still in edit mode, making it a bit easier to edit. But now if I go into preview mode, we should start to see that lazy scroll kicking in. And it should be relatively seamless. As we see here, it's loading the next ones through. Some images may take longer than others to load, but it provides a far more seamless browsing experience. And I'm really happy with that. So instead of showing 30, we're now showing 250 per summary block. And what we can do is combine this effect with, say, the universal filter plugin by Square Websites. So we can have categories of blog posts. And I've started to do this on our blog already, where we have categories for our blog posts, and then we can navigate through them. As we can see here, though, I haven't enabled the lazy load on this section yet. That will be my next job. So we have the combination of speed through using the Square website's own server to cache thumbnail images and the content. We then have the universal filter that allows us to drill down by categories, and I need to do a little bit of housekeeping on categories and tags. I might not even have it so you can filter by tags, because we've got the search option as well. And I'm going to combine that with the fact that we can use the lazy load here. So if someone just wants to browse through, they can view up to 250 of our most recent posts without any drilling down. But the moment they drill down to category, it will probably show all of the blog posts within that category then without any paging or without any more clicks. So this is how we can combine multiple plugins from Square websites to create really advanced bespoke effects that I haven't really created since I was project managing large bespoke projects. And these are the type of effects that you would expect on a £30,000 to £40,000 website. And the fact we can now do this all within Squarespace, I think is fantastic. Hope you enjoyed. I'll be back with a new tutorial very soon. Cheers.